Welcome to the review room here at Make a Path Presents. My name is Ronnie Hayes, and today let's take a look at this beautiful 10-inch Rick Grimes figure from McFarlane Toys. This is the Vigilante edition. Vigilant. Anyway, first off, here is the front of the box. You got to take a peek at the side of the box. This is awesome. I love how they do the faces that go from one side to the next. Here's the back of the box, which is pretty cool. It shows you the other figures that are out there in the 10-inch line. Starts at Daryl, Rick, Michonne. Now the Rick is actually coming with a different arm, and we'll go over that when we go over the figure. Plus, he's covered in blood. Here we get an awesome look at Series 9. This is a pretty cool series. A lot of fans are really hyped up. The Beth figure, not a huge Beth fan, but she looks fantastic. T-Dog there being resurrected in figure form, looks awesome. The Water Walker, pretty damn cool. The one that got Bob, or maybe that is, yeah, that's the one that got Bob, I guess. Let's pretend. Dale here. Daryl with the cross. That's like the 75th Daryl, so go out and grab that. And then Michonne in her constable outfit. If they don't make Rick, I'm going to be pretty pissed. Take a look at this side of the box. Pretty damn cool. Here's the additional arm that you get. You get 2 poses with each figure. Like the Michonne, I'm going to go over a little tip with you guys. If you just simply peel off the tape, make sure you do not do it on the side that has his face, because when you open and close the box, you will crack the paint eventually on his face. So, actually do it with this side and it shouldn't be a problem. Using a butter knife or something thin, slide it right in here and just pop that out, and you'll keep the box from getting all bent up and looking like crap. After all, this is a review for collectors. Now, once you start getting the figure out of the package, he looks pretty cool already. Let's take a look at some of his accessories. First up, we got these little clips that he uses to keep the gates locked at the prison in Season 3. This actually feels like a real chain, so that's pretty cool. Next up, the red handle machete. I'm sure some fans are going to complain that this is a Season 5 weapon. However, I am not complaining at all. It looks cool no matter what. It's covered in blood too. Next up, he's got this little blade here. There's some detail on the blade on one side and no detail on the other side, but it's still covered in blood. Next up, we have one of the most iconic weapons in the TV show, Rick Grimes' Revolver. And even when it aims at you, you can see the hole in the barrel there. That is awesome. The detail on this is fantastic. Little hammer there, so be careful. For those of you who got the standard edition, this is going to be the new hand that's going to hold the machete. And you can see how very well it has been made. You got fingernails, you got the fingers there. It looks like I'm holding a lifelike little severed hand. This is fantastic. How you doing? Next up, let's get right to the point. First thing I want to show you on this Rick is the new pose. So we're going to pop this arm off. This arm pops right off. So the first thing I want to show you right away is the new pose. And then you just pop that on like that. Get in there! Because the first one that was released had a bent arm that was holding a rifle. With this one, you do not get the rifle. You do not get the bent arm. You get this extended arm here. You could take your machete, and it slides very easily right in there. As far as the articulation to get them to stand, you have articulation in the boots. Here, a little bit. Not so much in that one, but if you play with it, I'm guessing you'll get a little more. There's a cut that's hidden under his watch, which is great, and that allows his wrist to move, so you can kind of manipulate his position, his stance a little bit. There's also a cut right here. I do not believe this arm pops out. It feels like it's just a little cut to get it to move. There does not feel like a cut right here, although it looks like it, but that sucker will not move. Oh wow, his waist swivels. I did not know that. His waist swivels a little bit. I guess you can get a different angle from him. This arm here will swivel a little to get the right angle you want for him holding the machete. Now this piece used to pop off on the original standard figure. I cannot get it to pop off on this figure. So I'm assuming it doesn't, and I'm not going to pressure it. So I'm going to line it up right there in the grooves where it looks awesome. And then here we have Rick Grimes. His head does not move, but here we have Rick Grimes with the machete. Don't anyone breathe. So here we got Rick Grimes with his first pose holding that machete. That looks awesome. Now you can pop his gun right in the holster. Be careful of that hammer. You do not want to push that hammer down or else that will crack on you. But this holster here is pliable plastic. It looks fantastic. The boots have terrific detail, as you can see. The pants as well. Amazing detail in the pants. You can see his revolver here. The flat moves. The detail there. The detail on the shirt as well, absolutely amazing. There's some additional blood on his neck and blood on his face. The original version did not come with blood on his neck, face, or weapons, as far as I remember. Now again, this is absolutely awesome. Sorry about the light. I was playing with the lighting a little bit. The detail, though, on his belt, his ass, his legs. I mean, the detail is fantastic. Look at that, all around the belt. With his gun in the holster, it looks frickin' awesome. The crud all on his armpits, his back. Look at that. The weathering, the texture. The look of it just looks real and authentic. Especially for like a $30, $35 piece. This thing is great. And I know it's called a action figure. It's basically a posable statue. A limited posability, but utterly amazing. I'm blown away with this 10-inch line. I love them. First I seen the Michonne, and now Rick. A little tough there, but next on my hit list is Daryl. After that, I really hope they do a bloody version of Michonne. I do want to show you guys real quick. Putting the gun in the hand, I did it once already off camera, and it's very difficult. You really got to push these fingers out. I know you can use a blow dryer, warm them up, and move the fingers. That shouldn't be a problem, but you actually push all the fingers out really hard, and you get the gun to go in there, and then you kind of wiggle it down. Do not touch the hammer. Again, I repeat, do not touch that hammer. You will break it. And then you would wiggle this into place, getting the finger right on the trigger. And how awesome does that look? Seriously. Let's put it on him and make it look even better. Now, the thing I love the most about having a little bit of give on him, if you want his hand in a little, you think it looks better to leave it out a little, or you want it in. See how it changes it just a little? But it suits your needs. Like, I like him maybe like that. Now with this arm, it looks even better because you can do a dead-on aim right at the person if you had this on your display. You can have his dead-on aim, or, sometimes he likes to have that kind of crooked, giving you the stink eye. You can do that as well, if you get what I'm saying. See, the stink eye badass, this is how I'm posing him. This is great. Again, the stink eye or dead on right at your face, depending on his mood. Now, the knife they give you, this little knife, honestly, I'm probably not going to use that. Not really blown away by how it looks. It does actually look cool if you put it in the back of his hand here. You have that in his hand with the machete. However, I'm probably going to use these chains instead. You put this chain right there on the small part through his thumb and his finger. Maybe I should look and see if I even did that on camera. Alright, so you put that chain in his hand like that, And it dangles just like so. And then you have yourself a very awesome statue of Rick Grimes. This is actually a really uneven surface. I'm using a different box here to prop this up. So that's not the figure. That's actually my fault. For example, I think maybe he should get posed with this hanging in the background somewhere. I love this. Anyhow, if you actually had a nice flat surface, it is much easier to pose this guy. See how much trouble I had before because I did not have a good surface? Bong, done. It's that easy. I didn't want to make it look like the figure was the problem. It is actually the bottom here. I like the way this looks. I should probably use this more often. Anyway, you get him in the pose you want, and there you go. I'm going to move him off to the side for a second. But here's the more common 5-inch action figure next to the big guy. Glenn is coming up next, so keep an eye out for that. Anyhow, leave your thoughts and opinions about this product down in that comment box. Are you going to pick it up? Do you collect the 10-inch figures? Is this something you're interested in or not so much? Thanks for coming by the review room. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Subscribe now.